Hello, thanks so much for clicking on this video. The creators of our YouTube channel are future early childhood educators passionate about movement in the classroom. Specifically, this YouTube channel focuses on early mathematics and movement. Our YouTube channel serves as an educational resource for current or other future early childhood educators. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. We are passionate about incorporating movement into the classroom because movement is really beneficial for children in general. There are many physical benefits of movement, psychological benefits of movement, social benefits of movement, and even cognitive benefits of movement. Additionally, through research, we've found that movement is an effective engagement strategy and that movement helps improve children's mathematical understanding. In this video, I'm going to share an idea for a counting lesson that incorporates movement. This lesson helps first grade students practice 3 of the listed Colorado academic standards for math. There are 5 objectives that have been created for this lesson. The first one is that students will be able to count utilizing an organic number line. The second is that students will be able to count at numerous intervals, including 1s, 2s, 5s, and 10s. The third objective is that students will be able to compare numeral quantities utilizing the mathematical symbols lesser than, greater than, and equal to. The fourth objective is that students will be able to utilize body movements to showcase the alteration in quantity that accompanies counting. And the final objective is that students will be able to exhibit key counting principles such as one-to-one correspondence, order stability, and cardinality. The setting for this lesson takes place outside of the classroom in an area such as the playground. The class will be split up into small groups of about 5 students each. Each group will need a collection of chalk, numerous pieces of printer paper, about 10 per student group, a variety of coloring tools, including a large black marker for each student group, and then a pair of scissors for each student group, small stones or weights to hold down the papers, numerous pieces of lined paper, about 5 per student group, and each student will need a pencil and a clipboard. So now I'm going to walk you through the procedure for this lesson. The first step is to divide your class into small groups of about 5 students each. The students will cut their pieces of printer paper into fourths. With these pieces of paper, they will write down all the numerals displayed on the slide here with their paper and black marker. And then with those numerals, they are expected to add 1 or 2 additional representations of the numeral, so it could be written form, expanded form, a visual image, or a collection of tally marks. They can use pencils, crayons, markers, colored pencils. You can encourage them to be creative with this so that the representations are meaningful to them. And then the students will gather the remaining supplies of lined paper, clipboards, small stones, and pencils, and head out to the outside area to complete the activity. Once the class is outside, students will spread out and draw a straight line with the chalk to begin their organic number line. The students will create about 13 tick marks evenly distributed through the chalk line. And once they have that, they will begin to place their numeral cards on the tick marks, and they should begin with the numerals 0 through 10. One student will use their organic number line to count to a quantity chosen by the instructor or a member of each student group. And then the student will repeat the process with an additional quantity chosen by the instructor or a member of each student group. It's up to you how you choose to facilitate those decisions. And then each student within the group will compare the 2 quantities and write an expression on their lined piece of paper. So an example could be 4 is less than 5. So the students will then repeat the steps of selecting one number on the number line and then selecting another number on the number line, and compare those two numbers using a greater than or lesser than symbol. And then the students will create a new number line with the numerals that they created inside with the pieces of paper from 0 to 120. And they will repeat the steps of choosing two numbers and comparing those with the new number line they created. And then the students will share their experiences and result from the activity in a whole group discussion. And then they will repeat the steps once more of choosing two quantities chosen by the class and comparing those. So as mentioned, those two numerals chosen by the class will be compared by each student, and then the students will gather the materials to return to the classroom for assessment.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to give you a little bit more information on the movement and mathematics lesson for accounting. So here are a few of the example sheets that you can use for your organic number line outside. Obviously I have done just a very simple version of it, so there's just the numeral, the written word of the number, and as well as a visual representation using dot images. Please encourage your students to get more creative, do tally marks. If they want to do expressions, they can, depending on the level that is for. As this one was created for a first grade mind, but could be up. Sorry. Please encourage your students to be more creative, to use colors, any visual representation that helps them understand the numeral itself. So you're just going to want to set these out and kind of, again, an organic number line. You can use common paperweights. I have rocks over there that I can use for my backyard. So pretty much anything that's available to you, or if it is not a windy day, feel free to disregard that. And then there's numerous movements that you can use with your students to have them build that movement and build that understanding of counting as they use the organic number line. Of course, you can have students jump up and down from the spot. You can have them go skipping. You can have them jogging. You can have them doing a march. You can have them pretend to be an animal, so kind of like a gallop. You can do side-to-side walking, crossing the legs back and forth, a huge variety of movements. And I do encourage you to utilize as many movements that could come into your head, just so that way each round is very unique and exciting for the students. But I do encourage you to use a variety of movements with your students, so that way they practice all these different movements and really help build up their development of their physical bodies, as well as building that comprehension of the subject for them with one-to-one correspondence, cardinality, stable order, and order of relevancy, which are the principles of counting. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, and I will try and reach out and provide some clarification. Thanks for watching.
So during the closure of the lesson, when students are making multiple comparisons of different numbers on the number line, that is to help them practice and demonstrate their comprehension of the activity and counting. And then to assess the students, an educator could supply an assessment with numerous blank number lines and a blank expression below each number line. And then each problem can supply students with two quantities that they must show on the number line, and the students will complete the expression with two quantities. So this is to replicate the larger model that the students created outside of the number line and make it into a smaller form on a piece of paper so that the teacher can more easily assess their knowledge. In order to accommodate students of varying learning styles, an educator could incorporate visual aids, auditory explanations, and kinesthetic activities within the lesson. Regarding students who speak English as their second language, one could supply the student with numeral cards and prompts for our activities in their home languages, as well as the final assessment. In order to accommodate students with special needs, an educator could supply the student and paraprofessional, if available, with a simplified role-play situation, such as a miniature number line with blocks that they can complete with other students or individually. In regards to the assessment activity, one could reconstruct the assessment to suit their abilities in an equitable manner. Although this lesson is mostly focused on counting skills, it also includes subitizing through the representations that students make on their number cards, set comparison, simple data analysis, and simple number operations. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video provided you with some inspiration for how to incorporate movement into a future math lesson.